Hi guys, it's Natasha Shalom again, and this video I'll be discussing the culture class that I took while I was studying abroad in Spain. As a part of my curriculum for this trip, we had to take a culture class, and it was about 30 of us in our study abroad group, and we all took the class together, and I felt like that was really cool. Just an experience to share with these other people that I didn't know before the trip, but we spent over a month together and we became closer with each other. And then after the trip, it was kind of weird not seeing each other all the time. But as a part of our culture class, we would tour different places. We would tour castles, cathedrals, museums in different cities. And so our advisors had set up, everything was planned perfectly, everything ran smoothly. We went to visit um, Segovia, Cordoba, Ronda. We went to Sevilla. We went to visit different places, and I can't even remember everything we've done everywhere because it was just so much happening. And for me, it was all happening in Spanish. And for me, it was fun. It was amazing because I didn't have to think about it. Everything was just flowing. It was smoothly. I was speaking Spanish. I was speaking slower, but I was understanding more. I was being able to process more. And these tours, I would elect to try to have the whole tour done in Spanish. For me, as a student, I feel like going to Spain for Spanish is the perfect place to go because, well, that's where it's from. So I went to these tours with my groups, and we could have, sometimes they would give us the option of doing the tour in English and or Spanish. For some people, some tours we would have the little device that would give us the tour. We put the headphones in, and you can choose the language to be in Spanish or English, and just walk through your tour with that translating everything or not translating it for you. And so we would visit these castles, like the palace, the Palacio and the Royal Palacio. I don't even know what the actual name for it is, but the palace where the king and queen don't live. We went and visited that in Madrid. We went and visited castles and cathedrals. We walked through the whole city for Sevilla, Segovia with the aqueducts. I got lost in Segovia with one of my best friends now. We barely knew each other before the trip, but during and after the trip, we became best friends. Or at least she's my best friend. I'm not sure if I count as one for her, but she's amazing. And so we were traveling buddies. We were partners. So whenever we would have our free time, the two of us would just go walking places. We would go look. We were just learning. Everything we did there was a part of our learning process because we're not native Spanish speakers, but everyone else who lives here pretty much is. So we would interact with as many people as possible. We met so many people. I mean, we took pictures with strangers. Well, we made strangers become our friends. And that is one thing I would love for everyone to at least try. When you travel, make at least one friend that lives there, because why not? Why not? I mean, memories come more to life when you think about the people you share them with. So when we were in Segovia, my friend and I, we saw the aqueducts. We knew how to get back to them. I think we tried to say we did, but we had fun. That was the most fun that I've had at the beginning of the trip because we were just walking and we were sightseeing random nothings. They were buildings, fountains. The way the traffic flowed with each other was beautiful. The flowers that just happened to be everywhere. And we found a store in Segovia that I don't know how we got there, but it had discounted clothes and like cheap things. So I was like, well, shoot, we have to get souvenirs for our friends and family. So I want to go check it out. And who doesn't like cheap clothes that look good, you know? So, and because of the time of the year we went, it was the Rebajas, which is one of the biggest sales of the season, and it was in the summertime, or one of the biggest sales of the year. So we went to the store, and it was in a cut. You went downstairs, and then we found it somewhere. I have no idea how we saw this or how we got there, but all I remember is we spent too much time in there. And then when we left the store, we were both just really happy about all the stuff we bought. And then we were like, oh, snap, we have to be with our group in about 10 minutes to take the tour walking through the city. Well, we already walked through this part, so this part is good. We just need to find them so we can get back to them. And so our professor said that beforehand, use the Google Maps to drop our pin in the location where we were to before they gave us the free time, so that when we get done with whatever we were doing, we could get back there in time for the tour. So we started walking back and walking back, and we're like, I have no idea where we are. We made the wrong turn somewhere. We found a local, and we asked them, how do we get back to the aqueducts by the tourist location so that we, turismo, so we could get to the office of turismo. And so we got back to the turismo section by the aqueducts, but to get there was a struggle. We went through a lot. We had to walk, and we were like, okay, the GPS is telling us this way, but it's a dead end. So what do we do now? So we would go and we would just try to find our best. We eventually made it back. We were 5 minutes late for a group, but we weren't the only people that was late. So that was awesome. And I was like, well, at least they weren't waiting on us. And we got some awesome souvenirs that aren't just regular tourist stuff. And so we walked through, and history came to life. History came to life. The city is, I don't know how old, Segovia, with the aqueducts. And they told us the story of the aqueducts. And I'm not going to share that because I feel like you should go check it out. Honestly, you have to go and you have to see this in person. I have pictures that I have posted on my Instagram account that's for my travel with Natal Shalom. And for this day, we walked through the city, and our tour guide was amazing. I can't even remember, Catalia, I can't even remember what her name is, but she was amazing. We walked through, and she was telling us stuff about what happened at specific locations in the 1600s, in the 1700s, when they built this cathedral that goes up farther than farther than I can imagine. Like, because we could only see up from the inside, I couldn't tell how tall it really was. And the ceilings were beautiful, the walls were beautiful. Each cathedral had 15 small chapels or 10 of them, and each chapel had different things, and they're not like the American chapels that I'm used to as a preacher's child, like growing up in the church. I have not been used to any of these kind of chapels. Our chapels look different for me. I grew up in a Black church, and our chapels look different. I'm just saying. So we go there. They have gold on the ceiling, gold on the walls. They have statues made out of gold, made out of stone. This building is older than every person I've ever met. This building is older than my country, and that was amazing. That right there. We went to go visit the castle that was there. We went to go visit castles in other places, as I stated before. We went to visit museums, like the one we visited when we did get to Cadiz. That was my favorite one because it's a glass ground, and while you're walking, you can just see history. You can see down into 3,000 years ago. They found like old bodies, not a lot of them. I think there are 2 total, and one of them is located there. We saw one of the oldest bodies, like just bones at this point, and it's just been preserved through time to keep track of progress, I guess. I don't know. But it's been preserved through time for tourists like myself and my group, and everything there was just such an amazing learning experience. So thank you. Check out my Instagram for pictures on the places that I discussed today, and see you later.